So thank you so much for landing on this page. I truly appreciate your time, your niyyah, and probably dua, leading you to finding Islamic psychologist practitioner. My name is Aisha, an Islamic therapist, psychologist, psychotherapist, counselor, coach, natural medicine practitioner, alima, homeopath, but also author of the book Islamically Inspired Self-Development. This book is the result of my 3 to 4 years of research, also interviewing different Islamic psychologists, psychotherapists just like me, and allowed me to sit in front of you and say, I know what it takes to work with Muslim soul in 21st century. My conviction led me to discovering this process, which I'm going to introduce you to today. And I want you to encourage you to take time and take further consideration of whether this is something that makes sense to you. You'd see, you might come to me with a different issues in your life that they can pertain to your mental health, but also relationships. But probably for most, if I'm right, your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you finding yourself very aware that anything that has been going wrong for such a period of time with whatever intensity that it was going on, had and has an impact on your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you having now an overview and a Hara-centered attitude in your life, you really want to understand what Islamic psychology has to offer. How is it that it can unhook you from whatever pain, whatever issues you might experience? And I want you to take a rest. I want you to relax because indeed there is a way, there is a light in the tunnel, there is a pattern, and the pattern in how we understand Islamic healing or Islamic psychology of healing goes back to an idea that you are just not living in your heart. In your heart, you are not just a composition of different emotions or traits. You are actually all of it. There are different layers to you, and once you go into different layers, we're experiencing and avenues. We coming up to understanding, we opening new doors to you develop yourself on different levels of multiply intelligence. So if you are suffering with relationships, if you finding somebody overbearing or you can't commit, whatever is it that is actually affecting you, there is a way to resolve it with the psychology and Islamic psychology method. And that's what we call interpersonal intelligence raising. If you finding yourself confused in terms of who is it that you are, why is it that you're doing things differently than others, there is a way of decoding that for you. And that is a session that is an insight into your personality, which we call mizaj. We used theory which was prevalent at the times of Prophet ﷺ. So we would probably sit down together and explore whether you're melancholic, sanguine, phlegmatic, and choleric, and how is it it's actually impacting the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you spiritually experience this existence in this dunya. Most likely you are experiencing maladaptive thoughts or negative thoughts, and surprise, surprise, it is a really difficult exploration and difficult pill to swallow because thoughts are affected by three main sources. So the first source is your conditioning. So your primary carers, your primary childhood-laden environment that led you to believe in yourself in certain negative way. And then all of us, we have inner critique. And then all of us, we have Karim, a gene which has been born with you, who knows you, and whose only job is to make things difficult for you. So that's why he is having this whispering effect on you. So when you're working with Islamic psychology tools, you want to learn what is it that is affecting you, what is it that is actually putting your self-esteem down, and how is it that you can come across, how is it that you can come across as a stronger than this, what tools do you need to do in order to work with your negative thoughts. And it's completely doable. It will take 1 or 2 sessions, inshallah. And then we're going to the heart of the issue, meaning yourself. Your soul is a composition of nafs and qalb, and they're very similar the way they grow. But you see, nafs is responsible for behavioral intelligence, just like mind was responsible for your cognitive intelligence, and heart is responsible for your emotions and spiritual intelligence, because emotion and spiritual experiences, they're very often one and the same thing. Now, You have to understand that you are either stuck or you are suppressed or you either overgrew your emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence and behavioral intelligence. That's how we understand working with nafsiyat. That's how we understand jihadul nafs. Purely because you have amara, lawama, and mutma'inna allowing you to understand where in different situations in your life, when in different relationships in your life, you are exceeding or you are actually failing your potential to grow. Okay, and we call it amara nawama mutmainna. Now, Galb is something that I like to refer to as a personality of yourself. Personality of your soul will allow you to understand what are your highest potentials. How is it that you can self-actualize, how you can go into self-actualization with it. It's a beautiful discovery. However, God also hides a secret or maybe explores the secret of your potential to pathologize your growth. And I'm telling you here right now, if you don't know diseases of the heart at the level of your cup, you don't know yourself, you don't know your Lord. If you don't know how he created you, you don't know how to take yourself further into a sphere of something that we call self-actualization, but also the highest potential for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in order for you to take everything that you are and turn into something that we know is called ibadah, meaning worship, before you get to know yourself, before you are in the state of acceptance of how you are and gratitude for every opportunity and every inch of content that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala laid out for you to become who you are, become a better person, a bit better at using tools that allow you to balance your life and go into deeper aspects of the tafakkur, meaning contemplation. You know, Quran invites us to contemplation all the time. And go into Surah Al-Rahman, which of the favors of the Lord will you deny? There's a whole list inviting you into contemplation. And that's what Islamic psychology actually and psychotherapy experience is. It's an experience inviting you to contemplate on what is your life about, how to find meanings, how to decode ayats, how to understand what is it that you are, and how can you use all of those things to give him to give him to give him the best version of your worship. And we do it with tarbiyah and tazkiyah. So tarbiyah is about showing up and Taskia is about inside work. All right. Uh, uh, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that gives you an idea of what is it that you can expect from experience of Islamic psychology, from experience of Islamic psychotherapy, something that we do very well here in Angelus Therapy. I do look forward to see you on our first session. And please do not hesitate but ask me any further questions. If you do want to, I'm available through email. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.